Hey guys, Will here with IntoMobile. Today we are going to take a quick little look at the Apple iPhone 4, this guy right here, versus the Verizon, this guy's on at&t, versus the Verizon Motorola Droid X, this guy right here. Basically, I want to show you guys a couple things comparing the hardware of both of them, as well as a couple UI differences and similarities. First of all, we unlock the phone. Side swipe here to unlock, side swipe here to unlock. Okay, good. Well, actually, before we dive into that, I kind of want to show you guys, look at the size difference. So the first thing you're going to be able to discern is the size difference between the two handsets. We have massive here, not so massive here, right? This guy right here. This is the iPhone 4 with the 3.5-inch Retina display. That's the high-resolution LCD display from Apple that has 326 pixels per inch. Makes it so that the resolution is high enough so that it surpasses the ability of the human eye to resolve individual pixels, which basically allows you to get sharper pictures and text. It makes a huge difference on text. It's like the text is actually printed instead of looking at a digital version of the text. It actually makes a huge difference versus this guy has a huge 4.3-inch display that doesn't have as high of a pixel density, which makes a big difference in the text, as you can see right there. But we have a huge 4.3-inch expansive display on this on the Motorola Droid X over here. You can see the screens are basically lined up at the bottom, and that should give you an idea of how much more real estate you get here than here. Makes a big difference. But other than that, the screen is basically what makes up for the difference in the size of the phones. You'll see this guy is massive, and a little bit of a hardware tour. See, the iPhone 4 is very thin. Apple says thinnest in the world right now, right? It's the thinnest smartphone. So, how is that possible? Well, because Apple put the antenna on the outside. This steel band around the outside is actually the antenna, makes room on the inside, or, save space on the inside, allowing for a thinner phone. Unfortunately, when you cover up that black spot and that black spot, you do get the dreaded death grip, and I might be able to show that to you right now if I hold on to it long enough. While we wait for that to happen, though, this guy isn't as slim because the Droid X isn't as slim because it's got actually, I guess, oh, there it goes. You can see the death grip in action right there. It'll start to drop off little by little. It's already dropped off one bar. So it's hard. It's not that consistent for replicating the problem, but sometimes I can get it to work, sometimes I can't. Anyway, so this guy, the Motorola Droid X, is packed with more hardware features. So it's kind of like you have to choose between the sleekness of the iPhone with its more limited feature set or the badass feature-packed Droid X, but with a bigger form factor. You have the 8-megapixel camera here with the dual LED flash. You can actually see it. That records HD video in 720p HD resolution. This guy only has a 5-megapixel camera with a single LED flash, and although the image sensor on the iPhone 4 is a higher quality than the Droid X's 8-megapixel image sensor, so you do tend to get better pictures on the iPhone 4, despite it having a lower megapixel count. You also get the physical shutter button here, which the iPhone lacks. iPhone has no physical shutter button. iPhone also lacks a removable battery that the Droid X has a removable battery right there. Also, the Droid X has a removable micro SD card slot. So the iPhone has larger capacity, but the Droid X has removable storage, so you have almost infinite storage capacity, as well as the removable battery, which is a big plus. So those are kind of the main hardware differences. Both phones have GPS, both phones have Wi-Fi. They both have multiple microphones. The Droid X has 3 microphones. You've got 1, 2, that little hole right there. Three microphones for directional audio recording when you're recording video. You can have the sound coming just from the other side, sound recording from you, or sound from all around everywhere using the 3 mic setup. Whereas on the iPhone 4 you have 2 microphones, that little hole right up there, not the headphone jack, but the little hole right up there, as well as the microphone built into the bottom right here. Now, the difference is for iPhone, it uses the mics for noise suppression on a phone call and also for FaceTime calls, whereas this guy uses the multiple mics for the noise suppression as well, but also for directional audio recording, which the iPhone lacks. Now, one thing I want to show you guys real quick. This is what I mean by the difference. This might have a larger display, but as you'll notice, it's kind of hard to read out the text right there. And actually, we should zoom all the way out to make it... Okay, so it's impossible to read the text because of the pixel density, but we're all the way zoomed out on the iPhone 4, and actually, you can read the text. Thanks to our nice high-res video camera here, you can read the text without zooming in, versus the Droid X, you really can't read the text without zooming in on the screen. That's a big difference. So, that's one of the differences here. I want to show you also how the two phones work. Okay, so this is how you switch between tabs on the iPhone. You have to actually push the menu button on the Droid X, hit window, and then swap between. So the tab interface on the Droid X is less intuitive, far less intuitive, as well as the bookmarks and refresh and more and stuff like that here, versus everything is really accessible on the iPhone. You see the two interfaces are greatly different. And one last thing I want to show you guys is email support. So email, bam, you hit that on the iPhone, you're taken to all inboxes. You can go through your individual accounts and go through folder hierarchy, or you can just go to all inboxes right here. And the inbox on the iPhone, I think, is superior. You know, create a new email just like that. Go into here, reply, forward. You can also move folders. You can trash it, all that stuff. Whereas on the Droid X, which is Android, you have a lot more going on. You can access on the Gmail app, at least. You can access individual mail accounts. The email app will allow you to do all inboxes at once, but it's I don't have that set up. So basically, to switch accounts, you have to go like that. Add account, go like that. We're not going to do that right now. You can refresh, compose, view labels, settings, everything right here. But again, you have to access it through the menu button. So that's a quick little look. We will follow up with more comparisons on the iPhone 4 versus Droid X, but that's a quick little look, part 1 of iPhone 4 versus Droid X.